Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Unlock Speaking Confidence. And in today's session, I am going to be dealing with a question that came in from a follower. And it's got to do with internal meetings. And the question is, if you are somebody who tends to naturally be quiet, how can you speak up, get your voice heard at internal meetings? And especially now that they're on Zoom and Teams and on virtual platforms. And it's something that a lot of clients have mentioned to me, that they're finding it that bit more difficult to be heard. And of course, it is important that you get your voice heard in the work environment. There is a quote by James Hughes that, I'm not quoting it exactly right, but that every time that you speak, that you're auditioning for leadership. If you keep your opinions to yourself, if you don't share your thoughts and don't do so in a way that is eloquent, that comes across as being able to communicate clearly, concisely, then you are hiding your potential. So what can you do about it? Well, first of all, I firmly believe that whoever is leading the meeting has a duty to make sure that anybody who wants to speak has that opportunity to do so. And I'll be addressing that in an upcoming episode. But for you, what can you do to make sure that you can get your voice heard? Well, I would suggest that you start before the meeting. Do your preparation in advance. So give yourself a couple of minutes just to have that little bit of thinking time, that headspace beforehand. What's on the agenda? What's going to be discussed? What were the opinions on the topic at the previous meeting? What viewpoints might people have? Who's going to be there? What angles are they going to have? And what can you add of value to the conversation? Maybe it is that you're going to make a point. Maybe it's that you're going to ask a question, but that you have some thinking work done in advance, so that you've got your head in the right zone when it comes to going into the meeting. For the meeting itself, Susan Cain in her book Quiet suggests that for introverts very often it is easier if they speak up early in the meeting, that you're sort of setting the tone that you're going to be contributing to this meeting. I would very strongly advocate that you listen carefully to what's going on, because you might notice that sometimes someone will pass a comment and in your head you're having this internal monologue going on. I've got something to say. Will I say it? How will I say it? How will I say it correctly? And then the moment is lost and you have missed out on the next part of the conversation. So you're playing catch up for the meeting. So listen attentively. Think about questions that you could ask on the topic. If someone has given an opinion, maybe it makes sense that you can jump onto that opinion and add to it. So, for example, I agree with the point that Marie has made a few moments ago, and I would like to add, and you're putting in your extra piece there. It's a nice, easy way to get yourself started by making a contribution. I would suggest that you would set a goal for yourself, that you will try to make a valuable contribution each time that there's a meeting. And I'm using that word valuable there because I really don't believe in speaking for the sake of speaking to get your voice heard. You want to be remembered for the right reasons, that when you speak, it's worth listening to. So think about that. There can also be after the meeting. So maybe you can think of another point, something of value that you can add to a conversation that has taken place, and that could happen in a follow-up afterwards. It's not the same, obviously, as speaking up and getting your voice heard live at the meeting, but it is giving you a platform. And what you're doing is building step by step, so that the next time around, the person leading the meeting might call on you and ask for your opinion. If you are called on and you don't have anything to add, then have a prepared response. So it could be something like, I don't have anything to add at the moment, but if I think of anything or if I have anything to add, I'll get back to you by the end of the meeting. so that you are keeping that door open rather than being, yeah, I just agree with whoever has said. So think of those things in advance, what you can do before, during, and then after the meeting to make sure that you get your voice heard. My name is Maureen McCown from Soft Skill Success, and this has been episode 4 of Unlock Speaking Confidence.